What's going on, guys? Nasher61 here, and this is going to be Nasher's Q&A episode 6. Before we get this thing started, just want to let you guys know I made a Facebook page for my YouTube channel. Be sure to leave a like on that. I'll leave a link in the description below, and let's get this thing started. First question is by Sniping Ship 77, and he asked, would you be willing to have a minor league ESHL team? If so, could I join? No, I'm not really planning on making an ESHL team, maybe in the future, but for now it's just me and a few friends. Next question is by Anthony1434J, and he asks, could you upload videos of the deeks, and if so, what is your favorite deek? Yeah, I'm actually going to do tutorial videos soon. I think I'll be doing fakie spins, behind the back one hands, all that. My all-time favorite move is probably the fakie spin. I use that all the time, and I'll teach you guys how to do it here soon. Maximora1 asked, what do you think of the Brad Marchand hit on Sammy Salo, suspended for 5 games? I thought that was a really dirty hit. I'd say 5 games is probably good for that. He went straight for the legs, really dirty, and I think that was a pretty good penalty they gave him. IHOPBorders2 asked, which single NHL player would you build an NHL franchise around? I'd have to go with someone younger, obviously, so I'd go with either Stamkos or Jeff Skinner, I'd say. Risey asked, what do you think about the Camilleri Bork trade? I know there was a lot of drama involving that trade. I'm not really sure about the specifics about that. But if you look at the player skill, they're both pretty equal. I'd say it's a good trade for both teams. The next question is by SoRealTech, and he asked, do you think the NHL should force all players to wear visors? That's a pretty good question. It's pretty tough to answer. I don't think they're ever going to do that. I don't think they should force them either. I mean, they're grown men. They're going to choose if they want to wear them or not. They shouldn't be forced into doing it. And it just goes against tradition. They've always had that choice, and I think they'll still get to keep that choice. Jojo Crow 53 asked, what camera angle do you use for ESHL? I use the ICE camera angle. It's pretty good. You get a nice overhead view, but it's not too high, so you can still see all the action. B-Town Bears 12 asked, how can I improve my shot in real life? I'd say just as you get older, your body starts to get stronger in general, and naturally your shot gets better, but you just got to keep practicing, keep shooting on open nets, just get better at that. Always look at where you're aiming. That's something I never really did as a kid. Eventually I started doing that. My shot got a lot more accurate and a lot more powerful. Only and Only Peach asks, can you make a hybrid spin swag tutorial? Yeah, like I said earlier, that's coming soon. I'll probably do it after this month's playoffs. WingsRoll13 asked, want to make another attribute video now that we both have our Legend 3 cards? I really didn't change that much from the attribute video. My stats and stuff are pretty similar, I'd say. I might do something in the future, though, if I start to change it around a bit. Next question is by Ryan8583, and he asked, do you like Tim Tebow? Yeah, I've got nothing against the guy. I don't see why people started hating on him. He's a good guy, a good football player, apparently. And I think he'll have a good future here. Uncle Sam Production asks, how well are you doing in hockey right now, and do you see yourself getting scouted? I'm doing great in hockey right now. Actually, I have second most points on our team. And do I see myself getting scouted? I'm not really sure yet. I'm planning on trying out for a club team in college probably, and then just going from there. XHusBus59X asks, do you think the Bruins will repeat for the Stanley Cup? And they definitely have a chance. I mean, they are doing great this year. I can't wait till the playoffs. It should be interesting at least. Next question is by Moonshine Gaming, and he asked, what are some tips on how to get more subscribers? And most of it is just continue to put out content that you yourself like watching. If you do that, other people start slowly coming in. It starts growing. And never go to other channels and just say, oh, subscribe to me. I make amazing videos. Don't just advertise and spam other channels. Just keep up what you love to do, and then subscribers will eventually come. Noah's Music Vivo asked, do you think hockey nets come out of place way too much? No, I don't think so. It's more of a safety issue, because if they were planted on the ice, really strongly, people would run into them and they would not move at all, and that would just result in a lot of injuries. So I think they're pretty good how they are right now. RyGuy27 asked, have you ever been to a Blue Jackets game? Yeah, obviously being from Columbus, I go to the games all the time. I've been to about 10 a year since they first came to Columbus, which was in the year 2000. Pinata310 asked, why do you like Rick Nash so much? I've just been watching him ever since he came to Columbus. I went to his first ever game as a Jacket, and it was just a lot of fun to watch. I always looked up to him as a person and as a player. Mr. Preds10 asked, are you still trying to be elite champs? Yeah, we are still trying. The playoffs are actually coming up here tomorrow, I believe, and the elite games will start coming up again, and we'll see how we do this month. Mr. Munka Kelly asked, who's your favorite Finnish hockey player? And I'd have to go with Teemu Selanne. I Love the Flip asked Paris Hilton or Sidney Crosby, and I'm not really sure what to say to that. Otava Production asked, who is your favorite player on the Washington Capitals and why? And I'd have to go with Nicholas Backstrom. He's just a great player, seems like a pretty good guy, and Ovechkin's just been acting like a tool lately, spitting on players, skipping out on the All-Star game, all that stuff. Barons118 asked, do you think Crosby will return for the season? I'm not really sure. I hope he does, though. It's kind of sad just to see a superstar like him out of the loop. WN1E Clan asked, do you think the Jackets will get Nail Yakupov in the draft? I sure hope so. It would definitely help them out. JWhiteted14 asked, what is your favorite hockey movie? And I'd have to go with Miracle, just the U.S. inspirational hockey story. That's a movie I used to always watch as a kid, get me pumped up for games, and I was just ready to play. XXTaze19XX asked, who is your second favorite player on the Jackets besides Nash? And I'd have to go with Ryan Johansson. He's definitely the upcoming future for the Jackets. He's going to be a great player. XX asked, how come you never answer my questions? And sometimes I just have to skip over questions so the videos don't end up being, 10 minutes long. Just be sure to post them this episode and I'll get to your questions for the next one. BGear8 asked, does the green guy on your ESHL team also play hockey on the same team as you do? Yeah, we do both go to the same school, play on the same hockey team in real life and in NHL 12. Bailey14 asked, what's your favorite clothing brand? And I'd have to go with either Nike or Under Armour. They're both nice. Either of them is good. Last question for this episode is by Nekarteen Attack, and he asked, what do you think about Ovechkin skipping the All-Star game? I touched on this a little bit earlier. I think he's just trying to whine about his suspension. It's kind of ridiculous. He's just trying to hurt the NHL, make the All-Star game less of a success, and overall, I mean, that's just not what you should be doing. He should be playing in the All-Star game, but instead he'll just be sitting around whining about his suspension. Anyways, that's about it for this episode. Thanks for all the great questions, as always. Be sure to leave a question below so I can make another episode next week. And like I said at the beginning of the video, like my Facebook page when you get the chance, and I'll see you guys later.